Hi, it's Mark, the director of the Rising film. This story is so important because the oil industry has been able to hide the fact that you can't clean up large oil spills. And because they were able to hide that fact, they're getting new permits. This is all about the new permits. New permits to drill in the Arctic. New permits to drill in 10,000 feet of water. The new permits that were just issued all across the Gulf of Mexico. The permits to drill off the eastern seaboard. To frack out here in California waters. And the reason they're getting those permits is because of the dispersants and because they hid the fact of how dangerous these dispersants are. So if you live in any coastal community that has oil nearby and you care about your family's health, then the time to act is right now. You have to click on this link above and fund this film because we have the story to get out and we need you to help us. When a spill happens, it's going to be too late. Those planes will be flying. They'll be spraying this dispersant. It's been pre-approved. You won't have a say. You won't have any rights. It's going to be too late when it happens. Right now, we have the information. We need a little help from you to get it out. And if you click this link above and fund this film, we'll get it done. We'll get the stories out. And then we can begin to have a reasonable conversation about the real risks that you and your family are willing to take for offshore oil. That's all we're asking. Let's get a rational, real discussion happening. Let's stop hiding the truth from the American people. Thank you.
Spray on.
They said they stopped spraying in 2010. That's a lie.
To maintain the charade that the oil is gone and that the seafood is safe to eat and everything is fine, dispersants are still being sprayed. I mean, here we are on the verge of another tourism season. We definitely don't want black oil washing ashore. This toxic chemicals are still being sprayed straight across the Gulf because the oil didn't go away like the Obama administration said it did in August of 2010. Instead, it went down into the water, down into the Gulf. And it's resurfacing, it's reforming.
It's like a war zone around here at 10, 11 o'clock at night. You hear planes all night flying back and forth over your head.
Next thing I know, she went from feeling so great to having the severe headaches and nausea again. And I don't feel good, and I'm sick. And now both of my kids, last night I was at the hospital with them because they're sick again. 103.5 fever for the last 4 nights.
45 miles away from the Gulf. When a strong wind comes through, I can't let my children outside.
How many times my children sat down eating their food. While they're eating their food, blood pour out in their plate.
They sneezing constantly, you know, and then the blood starts flowing.
Until something drastic changes, this ain't gonna stop. We have a constant oil spill here and they constantly spraying it.
All of our coastal states have dispersant use in our plans to respond to oil spills. Every single coast, East Coast, West Coast, Alaska coast. This means that any time there is a spill, these horrific dispersants will be used. I think now is the time for the communities to start passing resolutions, passing local ordinances saying, not in our coastal seas. Just put it into local laws and ordinances saying, no exemptions for the Coast Guard, no pre-approval letters signed by the state, no dispersants in our coastal seas until we understand what has happened in the Gulf of Mexico.
It doesn't matter where you live. With the complacency of the American citizens and the paid-for politicians, that we sit back and we allow these corporations to kill our men and destroy our environment and poison our children in the process. It's not if, it's when. It's like a hurricane. It's going to happen again. And when it happens again, it could be south of New York. It could be outside of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, off of Santa Barbara. It could be anywhere. And that's what people need to wrap their mind around. This is not about, hey, I don't give a shit about the Gulf. Start researching your own backyard. Start talking. It's all about holding these politicians accountable. We have to make them make it right. They made all these promises about making it right. It should have never been wrong to begin with.